Alright. We'll just give some time to get in the room, but you know how my little situation is. Maybe disrupting my whole little algorithm, yo. You know, we talking about sex education, man. Real sex education. Y'all ain't have to see all that. No. Yeah, talking about sex education. So basically, the ligament stretching. Had to talk about that. This is all health, supernatural health, you know. We eat the fruits, berries, and the melons. Of course, we fast. We don't even eat nothing for like 24 hours and damn near the whole time. I don't even eat no fruit until later on. I've been eating ginger. Yeah, it's something else. So yeah, getting into the sex education, this how you ask for top notch level right here, man. Because it's a lot of little, so-called players and Max want to talk some smack about here. You know what I'm saying? They got a little game, this, that, and the third. But psychologically, you gotta know who they dealing with. Who they dealing with, y'all? They dealing with some narcissistic type motherfuckers, man. Some narcissistic type of mother, you know? Dealing with a narcissistic woman, they try to tell you how to get with a narcissistic bitch. Y'all have to keep it going, I know. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get with a narcissistic bitch, you're gonna have to go ahead and be, the primary supply source to her. You're gonna have to be one of the best, go-to sources that she has, you know? Same thing she's gonna try to do for you. But if you want to keep her, you gotta instead of breaking her down, like one of them type of individuals that want to keep a narcissistic woman. Excuse me. Then you're gonna have to be a certain way. You got to be kind of mean to them a little bit. Got to show them basically to be the truth. Sooner or later they'll leave you, or they'll try to devalue you after a while because you're so daggone true. And they'll either leave you before you leave them. So if you like playing with a narcissistic woman, kudos. If you want to play the game. If you want to just go ahead and get your own self down pat, have your masculinity down, not releasing, not looking at all these chicks and all this porn, keeping you in a low vibratorial state, and you want to get up in a high vibratorial state. Hey, crypto, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Then you want to go ahead and jump into that semen retention. I don't care who you is and where you at in the world today. That's going to have you up on, top tier level. The women with the money will want you at that point. You ain't got to worry about having no money. Right now, a lot of betas got money. They got to worry about a lot of things. They got to worry about keeping a narcissistic female or a narcissistic chick. And that's hard to do without devaluing them, because they'll find a way once they get into your circle. If it's a rich circle, they'll find a way to mingle through the other motherfuckers. You'll see it on a low level. A chick that just gets to where there's a lot of dudes at, and they're in a borderline personality disorder state, a narcissistic state where they need supply, people, attention, validation. You'll see them already hit like 5 or 6 dudes off within like 10 minutes of being at the beach somewhere. Like, damn. So just imagine if they were in a room and had opportunity, because most likely, they have narcissistic traits or pathological narcissists. It's psychology. They're gonna take the opportunity to go and move around to get as much supply source as they possibly can. Hey, what's happening? It's outside. It's hot in the mud, man. We got the UV ray index on 13 right now, man. It's hot. And we're getting I'm using my melanin molecule to gain all the energy from the sun. I don't even eat all day. It's showing through the from the energy that's around you, instead of eating 5 times a day, man. We feed the cells over here. Plus we out here with the water. Then we got the doves over here. We're in nature. We're in the island. But we're talking about this one-on-one. I'm celibate, so I ain't even tripping, man. Most likely individuals watching, they probably done busted them not too long ago. I think last month. I've been selling them for a while, so we're not even thinking about that type of shit anyways. We're showing you how to get the game so you can be on top, and not to have a female master your little weak ass. We don't want to be mastered by by, you know, emotional, you know, emotional unstable being, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that she's totally unstable, but it's just to the fact that if you're at your point and you're on a low point, then yeah, man, you're gonna be misguided all kind of ways, no matter how much money you got. And if you wiggle into your cipher or your circle of friends who got money and they're weak, they'll go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll try to reason to you why it happened. If it's, you know, if it's cheating, if it's doing whatever. They'll just try to reason to you so y'all can be friends. Next thing you know, all kumbaya, y'all all together now. Now all this energy with these spirits that's low vibratory, you can call them jinn, you can call them, you know, druids. They're all over the world in all the folklores, you know what I mean? These are beings who entice these mortals who are like, you know, just living and breathing this corporeal air right now that we're feeling and shit. And it's solid, more solid, dense reality than a light reality. You know, they'll convince these beings to eat certain ways, have a certain diet, which is a low vibratorial diet that'll get these parasites to grow inside these motherfuckers, so it'll be better to coax and to do things that is like disgusting. Also, at the same time, we're fighting all kind of shit coming out the sky from the chemtrails and shit. They're dropping larvae and everything. There's a lot of things going on. So basically, just not to get off topic, we want to just learn what we can do. Muscle, which is a muscle right in between your divine eye, which is your phallus, and your anal. All right, this muscle, a woman has it also. This one helps makes her power U, which is her pussy. We call it power U to for a divine state. Makes it tight. You know what I mean? For us, it makes our divine eye hard. You know, in order to feed this muscle and work it out, you have to do a certain exercise. It's one of the strongest muscles. Strongest responding muscles in your body. You know, yeah, you use muscles for everything. Everything grows. Even if you're working out, your fucking eyelids are fucking have muscles. They start fucking, you know, doing what they do. It's you working out your eyelids and shit, you know. So everything has muscles and shit, you know. And especially if you want to stretch your face and all that. That's like certain stretches. We're gonna talk about that later. You know, you stretch your face muscles. You know, you don't let it get, you know, saggy and shit. Same thing with your neck muscles and stuff like that. You know, chewing gum, natural gum. But with this PC muscle, this is your sexual muscle. This is what gives you a natural hard-on that keeps you very, very, very strong when you're having self-equality with your sex, self-equality unknown with your sex with your woman or with a female. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you're not, you know, bursting and investing energy into, you know, weak ciphers or chicks that just ain't worth investing all the energy into. That's why you gotta learn how to pull your shit out, even if you're going bareback or whatever. Even if you ain't, you shouldn't be doing all that shit any goddamn way. But if you are, it's a little bit, a couple tips to keep your joint right exact. You're getting that flim farm filth out because we detoxing that, so everything's moving. That my, you know, the lymph is moving, G. So I got a video on that too. So anyhow, you know, to keep this muscle hard, you have to do these exercises when you. Just to give you an idea, it's when you urinate and you stop. That right there, boom, that's the muscle that you're activating. So when you activate that muscle, boom, you stop, you start again, you do, that's the workout. So you want to get started off, you want to get about 100 of those in a day. Just learn how to get it, boom, 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 boom. Then you get really, really creative by the time like the third, at the end of the day, you should be able to have a nice hard on no matter what when you wake up in the morning or in the rising. Just due to the fact that, you know, this is a very quick responding muscle. So if you're having self-equality or sex, it's like, you know, hey, my body, what's happening? I hope I say it right. You know, if you're having sex, this right here will allow you to not release as quick if you are having sex. Most High is giving you the jewels to not release all the time, while we want the woman to release or have the orgasm. She's a multi-orgasmic creature. So in order to get her to have all these orgasms, you're going to have to be strong. I'm talking about super strong, man. Mentally, spiritually, and physically, man. Because the way she responds to your, you know, touch and stimulation, it can actually get into you. It can get into your mind where she's look like she's out of her mind. And it's like, damn, she's going crazy. Oh, I'm going to go crazy. Oh, and she's like, what? I was just getting into it. See, you didn't master that PC muscle. This is what makes people release quicker than when they want to. It's a crazy situation when you're having sex. You don't want to release quicker than you want to. You don't want to be one of the ones that just be like, ah, damn, it started. Wait, can we get number 2? And she already done turned up. This is a multi-orgasmic creature. You got to do things to warm her up. We're in a day and age where we just jump right into sex now. It's like crazy. She hoping that she be warmed up. Some chicks are, hoes. They'll be warmed up already. And all they got to do is just suck one and they be great, But versus, if you got to warm her up and you want to see how she really get down, you want to see like the multi-orgasmic shit, the shit that she be holding back. Like, she wants to be in control. She always want to be in control because she got it messed up. We're in the cluster B personality disorder right now. So you want to take that control, like get that control, without having to take it. You know what I mean? So it's like basically you just break it down. Her compartment has a whole bunch of different compartments. But in order for you to get to these departments and being able to master the vibe of just looking at her, respond to your stimulation, you're going to have to master and strengthen your PC muscle. Because you're going to leak out every damn thing to the point you may not even know that you're about to have an orgasm just by even looking at her. It's that powerful. The Kundalini is that powerful. She could be so powerful with her orgasm because she never let it go before and be that vulnerable to another man like that you're about to get her to. Shit, it'll surprise you. So you got to be ready. After a while, you'll be ready to play with her better than the video game and shit. You know what I mean? Because it's the response. You're giving her 6 or 7 orgasms. Then you're hitting off the inside, but that's what we just skipped ahead in the game real quick. We went too far ahead. We want to make sure that you master it. I'm already knowing you're probably doing the damn thing, but you want to master that PC muscle, the hardness, so you can be able to take that breath. When you think you're about to have that whoop, that's when your cosmic inner organ or your cosmic inner orbit is on its way down, and it's like boom. When the time is about to come out, you got to take that breath so it can stay inside you. Boom, and it hits around again. You do this about 7 times, man. You get more stronger mentally, spiritually, psychically. You're getting in tune. This is an exercise you can do if you're having sex or just with yourself and shit. You know what I mean? Gotta make sure motherfuckers ain't all on my ass. You know what I mean? So it's an exercise that you can do with yourself if you're in tune, if you want to be in tune with that mastery, so you won't have to do that too much no more. You know what I mean? But you can do it every now and again if you're celibate. You got to make sure you don't release. But the only way you don't release is through that cosmic inner orbit. You don't really have to think of nothing too sexual. You will be the most only sexual thing. You can only look at you in the mirror. You'll be the most sexual thing. So you ain't got to think about nothing else. You want to do this exercise. And this is about getting the inner cosmic orbit to go in you. This will make you even more glow, even more lighter. This is a new breathing. That's been like this before. They had it before, but this is right here. Just keep it really simple. 7 circuits around, boom, you're in there. You know what I'm saying? So with her, you want to get her to have at least 7 orgasms. It used to be 3, but that's just playing around, G. You know what I'm saying? You want to get her to have 7. She got multiple orgasmic zones. But in order for you to stimulate her zones, you're gonna have to be able to withstand her quaking the way she's gonna do. And so 100 to when you get up to a week to 500 Kegels, to the point you'll be able to see to hold the Kegel. 1, 2, it'll take you 10 minutes to do it. Or if you're doing quick and you're on the bus, you're gonna get in a quick 100 real fast. You know how fast, how 100 Kegels may feel to a woman if you're having self-equality with her and you're kegeling in her. That's a whole new dimension. You know what I mean? You ain't even got to move now. Now y'all can breathe, and now she can have that orgasm. You just gave her one on the inside just without you moving, because you done mastered your PC muscle now. This is a part of the game. This is things right here that you need to know so you can master her and give her these multi-orgasmic experiences. So whenever she get to flipping off at the mouth, you won't be so invested in it till her ass flipping off and shit. Because this is what she gonna do anyways, because you just got through making her ass come 3-4 times and shit. Maybe if you like self and like real niggas and shit, you make them come 1,400 times type shit, man. It's real deal, and it's real deal, man. It's real deal, And if you're dealing with a hoe, you know what I mean, yeah, she gonna have to fuck every 2-3 days, So I ain't gonna say a hoe like that, but someone who has a high Kundalini, you know what I mean? But if y'all are very good at high Kundalini, y'all both can fast together, and before you know it, y'all Kundalini energies will unite, and y'all can have self-equality. It'll be so strong. But however, we're talking about you getting this as a man, having your divine eye strong as it's supposed to be. Now, to aid in with the supplements of this workout, you want to have you some AKGs, or some citrus. Either way it goes, good blood flow down to your divine nine. You can make you a concoction, make you some herbs, you know what I'm saying, also. But if you do these little, you know, BCA joints, you doing one at night, like lay down at the AKG at night, you know, in the morning you're gonna be on point. You get more vascular down there. And to add in other exercises with the PC exercise, I know I was talking about the water pump. That's a plus. You know, that's an ancient technique. We not a dry air pump, but a water pump. And because your divine eye is very flexible, man. You know, I've learned that already. And the wisdom that was with me, they know. You know what I'm saying? So you do weighted workout with your divine eye. You do strengthening your ligaments. You have a suspensory ligament that you can strengthen. And your divine eye is actually very, very flexible. You could twist that mug like 360 degrees down there, basically. And this is what stretches your divine eye even more to receive more blood flow in there. It makes it become even more rounder and more detailed. You know what I'm saying? A woman, your female, look at it and be like very, very like in tune, like, damn, you've been working it out. All the veins that you got, they come with your divine eye gets more stronger looking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what you posted, what it's supposed to be. Not wimpy and everything. It's off and shit. You know what I mean? They don't want that shit. They want just shit right and exact. So with the Kegels, that's helping it stay all the way. And whatever little supplement that you want to use, we got our feather dragons. Whatever other supplement you want to use when you get down, you know what I'm saying? Like the real, you know, meat 36s or whatever you pop before you bang a chick or whatever. This will further help you. And also it'll keep your PC muscle even more stronger, you know. And so when you do the exercises, you're just sitting there, the female's like, damn, you know how it is. If you ever been using one of those pills, it's strong. It won't go down for like 36 hours type shit. And especially if you're healthy, the more healthier you are, the more better it's gonna show. And you know, there's natural ones too. I used to order the joint, so I was like, damn, this is later. You know, with these exercises, this is going on here. And I'd say I have to get a little graphical with it because you want to be masterful before you know, go and just bang her off. You don't want to just go bang a chick off because it's like, oh, I want to hit this bitch. She look banging, she good. Like, you want to fuck shit out of this bitch if you want to do it, you know. Or if you want to deal with a chick and it's like you want to make love, y'all, it's cool. You want to naturally, you just want to keep yourself up anyways. And as a man, this is what we add into the game. It's your divine eye workout, which is your joint. You know what I mean? Suspensory ligament workout. It's a stretch. You know, before you know it, your joint be stretching like it ain't shit. Some individuals have front producing suspensory ligaments, which allows the divine eye to grow longer. Some is like don't have that. Some have the medium. Some have a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed, so I was great. But it still helps for individuals. You know what I'm saying? Who don't have it or as much. You still can do what it do. So. And then we can just add in other things with self-equality. But once you start getting your divine eye mastered down, it becomes hella strong, hella vascular. And if you do about to have that orgasm, you can breathe that joint back in because you've been doing them PC exercises. So that intercosmic orbit that just about to do it, boom, it goes back up. And now you're like, yeah, you know. And now you. So if you do release, you're gonna release to a girl. Deserves it, that likes it, that knows what the science of the BCAs is, that'll take that light and swallow. You know what I mean? A lot of them we want to get banged and busted in and deal with cockroaches and stuff like that, but you ain't gotta worry about that. Everything decays in the power unit. But the woman who swallows and shit, everything gets used and utilized and shit. Her ass get fat. People be more attracted to her. Shit. Men be all like, damn, girl, you glowing like a mother. She swallowed up. And it depends who she swallowed too, the original man. Peace! Rondo, what's happening? I gotta say, they got my little angels around here. So we're talking about, you know, strengthening the PC muscle to be able to be unstoppable in the bedroom if you is having sex, but you're not releasing them. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. So you can still, if you're banging, I gotta keep it real because I'm not just gonna sit there and be like a saint, like yo, mugs ain't still banging or something. Just don't bang yourself. Usually, if you do the whole little play with this up thing, use this as the time to master to strengthen your divine eye instead of just boom 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 and get ready to release. Use that as a cosmic inner orbit training now, so it can, when you're about to release, boom, you can breathe because you've been doing the inner cosmic orbit exercise, building your PC muscle up so it don't come out. that's a good thing. So now, you know, when you be like, okay, I done passed that moment, you know, it becomes more intense the later you go to. So, you know what I'm saying? Bro, yourself, man. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. We out here. So when your cosmic inner orbit, when it gets to that point, you know what I'm saying, it get more intense, but you'll be able to handle it. Like that. You'll know, you know what I'm saying, how to breathe, you know, and it won't leak out and you won't have an orgasm. That's the whole thing. Not to have an orgasm as a man. And the thing for a woman is to have an orgasm. So when a woman is like, damn, and you bang and you bust and she didn't come in, and she's like, oh, it's okay. It's like, damn, you actually just like gave her the energy. She's actually still looking for that orgasm if she had one before. But a multi-orgasm now is even better, because once you master your PC muscle exercises, you can do these exercises with the girl, sitting in there with your divine eye inside of her, doing 100 keeps. She probably would have a fucking orgasm by the time you get to the 50th one. You know what I mean? And that's even better, you know, because now it's like, boom, you can look right in her eyes and shit. You're not even, you know, you're not releasing. So with this energy that's right here, you don't have to really jack off with yourself. You can utilize the mirror for yourself and actually look at yourself as the sexual motherfucker. You ain't gotta think about a chick and send that energy elsewhere. Use the energy right there with the mirror, boom, camper style, boom, boom, boom. Because you should be sexy enough if your Kundalini is high enough. You should be turned on by you if you're gonna do that. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Because you're not giving your energy to nobody else. So, and when you do, it's gonna be very intense and shit, because your Kundalini, your inner cosmic orbit, everything is shining, is popping, chakras moving, spinning. You know, you're very attractive, magnetic. Your magnetic field is doing what it do, because you're eating right in the zack. You ain't got the parasites. And I'm not saying you do these things like this just to be narcissistic and say, I did this, that, the third. No, you're doing this by design, divine design. Like, if it's flowing, then it's going. You know what I mean? And so, but just to help, if you help with the adding on to the cipher, like, yo, when you're having sex, instead of just being a bam, 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 you know what I'm saying? We got new techniques, strengthening the divine eye. For the young ones, if they get it down pat now, for the, you know, I say young ones, they ain't really know in their mind, in the early 20s. But if they get this down pat now, they'll be straight. They're gonna be even more on it, you know? And along with the single intention, not releasing, not letting the chick see you release, unless you love that bitch. You love her, then she gonna swallow. You ain't gonna waste not one drop on the bitch. I gotta say it like that. New Zealand! All right, bro. I appreciate you just jumping up in here, man. All praises. All praise to the Most High, man. I appreciate you. You already know. Thank you, Ron. All right, so, you know what I mean? So basically, you're already, you know, you'll be at that point. I already probably jumped off a little bit, but you're dealing with self-equality. Sex and shit, you know what I mean? You not releasing is very good, you know, as far as like, you can, she not seeing you release, yeah, that's what I was at. She not seeing you release, you know, it's kind of like what she's looking for almost, especially a soul sucker. She's gonna look at your ass and see if you about to come, like if you're looking at her and she can get an orgasm, like, with niggas is different, y'all. You know, a chick can try to get an orgasm and don't say nothing, you know what I mean? They like, they don't wanna let you know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bitch, did you come, bitch? Here you come. You know, you over here working, trying to do every damn thing to this motherfucker. She already done got a few of them on your ass. She done got quiet. She learned how to, instead of expressing, she done learn how to boom, 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 until the next round comes. But while goal is not about fussing, it's about having your light circulate in your body, going the right direction. This is why, like, sexual taboos, it's such a turn on, because it's like something that ain't supposed to be fucking done. And so you have a flood of energy that just, if you ain't mastered yourself, they'll use that at the end of it all, motherfucker. The food, the sex, and everything else will fall into play. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna have three, so when you're dealing with a mathematical equation, 2 plus 2 is gonna equal something. 4, and it's going to be that for forever. It never changes. It's divine. It's always going to be that. So, get yourself right in this act. This is going to always be right in this act. You know, we get our exercises back now. You know what I'm saying? We already banging the shit out of it, and now we're going to even be even more in it now. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the Kegel game down. You have to do the Kegel game. And if you're celibate, master all of this. If you're at that point where you want to master your divine eye and the inner cosmic orbit, to get up to about 6 or 7 cosmic, rotations, if you can bear yourself. Some people you can use, some people use porn, but that's producing the dopamine now and shit. But you can master yourself on that too if you want to and shit. Just to be like, yo, I want the game on hard, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I want the game on super hard, motherfucker. This is going on in the background over there with the sight. And that's happening in my ear. And this is going on over there. You know what I'm saying? This fucking me up. You know what I mean? But I'm strong. You can do it. You choose whatever you want to do, so you can be strong enough for your wife later on. Because all this is building strength up for the one, really. So you can fuck the dog and living shit out of her ass, and she won't even. She don't know what the fuck to do. You don't want to do this is to be fucking giving this shit up to every bitch. You know what I'm saying? This is a training for you to get your shit right. You know. So when you do get your wife that's made for you, she'll be ready to take it all for forever, man. Because you done discovered so many ways to make her ass come. She'll never think about leaving your ass. People can't even make a woman come once, damn near. So just imagine you done figured out multiple ways to make her come hundreds of times, and you ain't even come out once. And I know that seems like it's not fun, but it's hella fun. When you make a bitch come all the time, you just see everything. She'll say all kind of shit outside of her motherfucking mouth while you make when she about to come. You can make her say anything if you want to, but she's already at this point where it continues every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds to a minute if you're in it. You know what I'm saying? And that's beautiful, G. Can you imagine? That's what I'm saying. If you really has to get her worked up, man, she's getting one every fucking 30 seconds, every however many pumps you can do, whatever you want to turn it up to. She got an A spot, a C spot, a G spot, all these spots, the outside spot, we slap in them. When niggas do that, that slapping is a sense, it's a inner innate knowing that she has, like a knowledge that you get without even having to read. You slap it on the top of her fucking piss hole, because everybody thinks she's pissing. She ain't pissing, motherfucker. She has water retained in her whole body, and it comes out through this mother. You'll know if you had a big girl and she was big, and you start making her ass squirt, and she turns into all that water weight comes out of her like that. You know what I'm saying? Pardon me, y'all. And so if she's if you're hitting the spot right when she's about to come on the inside, you pull it out, pop, 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 pop. You got to be strong with your divine eye, G. You can't just be hitting this shit. You about to oh shit, I done fucked up. Now you all sensitive because you didn't do the right, your PC muscle exercises, your jerking, your stretchings, and all that shit. You won't be able to get to the point where you can sit there and just bang on her and bang a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And make her ass just. Hi. Hey.
I'm just passing by.
All right. You won't be able to, get to a point where you can make a mug, have that multi, experience that's needed. You know what I'm saying? So when you're slapping up on it, see how that drew that up, you know what I mean? That's how that works. I think I already prayed, yeah. So, so basically, you know what I'm saying? When you're slapping it on I have to continue on. So when you're slapping on that one, after she done had the whoop, that's a whole nother area. And it'll be so like a surprise to her. And it's hella sensitive at this point. So it's like, you'll notice if you pay attention to it, because it's swelled up on the outside. So it's like, boom, 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 boom. She's like, oh, coming out. You ain't had to do nothing but just do that. Because the power you can take a beating. You be like, damn, I ain't know you can take a beating like that. That mug can take a beating, dude. It takes all kinds. These motherfuckers use dildos, big as motherfucking arm, nigga. It takes a beating, dog. You know what I'm saying? I done banged a bitch with a dildo and shit with my arm like that. She was like, raising up like an exorcist and shit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it real 100, man, so you can be able to get it, man. You know what I'm saying? So most I put the game on me, so I'm like, yo, this is how we get it, y'all. So, but you just gotta be stronger though, and add this into your shit. The exercise is what's gonna make it, work. This doesn't have to come get my attention. But I ain't bothered. She had to come through and say, fuck that. I see this nigga over here on the daggone wall, smiling and shit. He having the birds and shit all around. Gotta come up. Anyhow, nipple hard as motherfucker. I don't even know what to say. Nobody has. So we talking about Kundalini energy. That's why. Because all this shit's happening around the nigga and shit. Doves get to having sex and shit. Because I've been celibate for years. So the energy is extra high. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm like no shit like that. Even though the moon was just in my sun sign the other day. So that's when you get the horny. But that's when you're like, no matter what you is, that's when you're like, it's at the point where it's about to go back up to a higher frequency. And that's when you can't release. So this is the science to it. Most of them already gave us the innate knowing to this, so we just got to back this up. So by backing it up with the celibacy and shit like that, then we just gonna sit there and just be celibate and shit and not look at porn like, no. And then you gotta do some exercise, divine exercise. You're gonna be proud of yourself. Divine eye gonna be all nice and defined and shit, very vascular. The head's gonna be all nice and like you work that nigga out, like nigga. So when you pull that motherfucker out for a chick, you know how to hold it. It's very strong. And then you can hold that bitch at the base. It's strong, G. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's weird. It can be weak because you haven't utilized, you haven't worked it out the way it's supposed to. But we're bringing back the old ancient sciences now. So back to the water pump. Now it depends where you're at with it now. If we're working it out. All this shit I'm talking about, I already did it. I got wisdom that vouch for it. I had wisdom sitting in the room, nigga. Look, watch me work my joint out for a half hour to an hour and shit. You know what I'm saying? They my wisdom. So all they had, my wisdom, all they needed was they ass out. You know, they had fat booties and shit like that. I knew how to not release and shit. You know what I'm saying? To keep me already still aroused or whatnot. You know what I mean? If I was fucking releasing, I wouldn't even be aroused to be able to work my nigga out like that. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you get to this point, the water pump part. Water pump. People be using dry pumps and shit, but the dry pumps, that fuck around and fuck your dick up. Your divine eye. I'm talking about, it's real hood over here. That'll mess you up. I never advocated dry pumps in my life. That's just crazy. But they got it from the ancient science of the water pump. We already had it popping, man. Your divine eye can grow like damn near 2-3 times the size and shit to deal with water. If you really talking about banging your female, you can do all kind of dimensions. We can give her all kind of dimensions now. Wherever you are, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? If you're already cool, you can give her even more. And she's like, damn, babe, I'm gonna reward you today, baby. Got the pump. She's like, I know, man. I've been through it. So I'm just giving the game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you are doing the workouts and all that shit, keeping it hard on point. Because you got to be hard if you're dealing with a whiz that's high kundalini just like you. So, and the releasing too. They have multiple orgasms, people. So, this right here, the water pump, you can probably order one. They got one called Bathmate, and it actually works, man. You got 2 different sizes. You will actually grow out of one and get to the bigger one. You know what I'm saying? So, your divine eye, your girth grows, your everything grows, but it's like your divine eye is being, your cells are being stretched even more to be able to fill up with more blood, basically. So it gets even huger, When it gets huge, it gets so goddamn huge that I don't know what you're dealing with right away, but it's bigger than the arms. It's bigger than your wrists, shit like that. Bigger than little cans, all of that shit. And it's crazy, because your divine eye is like super little shit. We already done made up these sciences. We're gonna put it back together now. We done already made the cock ring, divine eye ring. We already made that up, because your divine eye can hold it in, be hard, and stable forever and shit. And it's not hurting at all. The only way it's hurting if you're dealing with if you got like hair and all that stuff around your joint, and because the ring will pull up. That's why you got to keep yourself defined around the area. You have a certain quality, or just right at the base, because it's like that's gonna get bigger anyways. You know what I'm saying? The base is gonna get hella big, and so that's what's gonna fill her up. But at the same time, if you're a guy that likes hairy stuff, you don't have to have the hair on your base. You can still have the hair on you a little bit. You want to keep the smell of her and she like them, whatever. But if you're a guy that don't do that, then you could be righteous with you. You know what I mean? So I know I'm going all over the place right now because I'm trying to get a little crowd. That's what I'm talking about sex. I don't know. The spirits must feel that sex is in the air and shit like. So man, anyhow, so just wrapping it up with the water pump, because I'm gonna have to have like special like membership to really chop it up about this, because this is true gazillion dollar game, $1 zillion game, and like for real, super duper game that nobody never really taught us too much before. But once you add this in, you'll be a master right at like a month, not even a month. Your divine eye responds so fast. Your PC mostly responds faster. So today, get your 100 kegels in today, man. You get your 100 kegels in today, you'll notice how hard the divine eye get. If you're still having self-equality, or if you're still watching porn, I'll tell you, don't do it unless with your chemical. But if you still do it, or you're watching yours, or whatever way you get, the way you do, strive to kind of, wean yourself up off of it, you'll see, though, that your divine eye is like, it's hella hard than it normally would be. Now, you can strengthen your inner cosmic orbit, even if you're looking at the porn or whatever you're looking at or whatever. You see, as long as you're about to whoop, you gotta not whoop. That gets it. Boom. Do it about 7 times. It'll get harder. Every cycle, it'll get harder. But when you wake up, if you don't release, you get the gifts. You get smarter. What I mean is by smarter, you just tap into your discernment and shit. You just started tapping into things that you know is right. You know, it's like a natural growing thing. And that's what you want to be blessed with. Your sexual energy is very, very important. It creates life, man. It creates babies and shit. So these are the ways to utilize it. We can look at, yoga, and they talk about certain things, but they don't know how to. They're not really describing how we should really do this. Like how we're talking about like right now. We're exposed to porn and shit, but we can actually. We don't got to use the porn. We can use our own mind, our own pictures, our own self. Whatever we choose to get our energy to. I got to a point where I can just do me, look at me, or be me, or whatever the thought is, whoever I choose to get energy to. I want to exercise that, you want to get in tune to that, Really, the mirror works even more. But the problem with that is, it's like kind of like a problem, but really, it's going to bring a whole bunch of magnetic attraction. It's like almost you're doing a spell on yourself. Because you're in the mirror, you got to be careful. But at the same time, it is what it is, And if you're doing single retention and they got your kundalini on, when I say single retention, you're just retaining that kundalini energy more and more and more. So you're basically kundalini retaining. The semen is just a part of it. The semen is just the shit that just goes through your body and then blends in with your neural melanins and everything, dude, with your cerebral spinal fluid. It blends in with that. So really, your kundalini retaining. Your kundalini. You're channeling your true kundalini, and you're going to repent by not releasing. You're repenting, so that's a cool way also. But if you're still having sex and keeping it real, this is the way. You know what I mean? Or if you just think you're having sex and you want to master yourself, this is the way to be able to get it down on point. You take a year off of doing this, you're gonna be a cold motherfucker. Or if you know what I mean, you're gonna be a cold motherfucker. Whatever you playing, whatever sport you're doing, whoever you choose to bang after that, you may not bang your wife after that. Depends on what you're on. You're still going. You're like, wherever you bang, it's gonna be on. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is gonna not want to settle, and you're not gonna want to release like that. They up on my ass. But you ain't gonna want to release like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's good because now you're starting to honor the vessel. Once I start honoring you, gives access to the ethers. Boom. Everything's happening the way you start to look at it. So yeah, wrapping it up real quick, starting off with the Kegels, man. See if that works. You see that works. Comment like, yo man, them Kegels actually made my divine eye. Like, I couldn't even go down. Now the thing is with that, you can't do it too much because if you did it like overly do it, it won't get hard. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to about to bang a chick or whatever, and it's like you don't overly did it, you don't work it out too much. You know what I'm saying? So starting off with 100, cool. You know, something like that. Like I'm going like this. That's the PC muscle. Like stop and going, get up to about 100. It's gonna get so strong. You're gonna be able to go quick. Like, pause. You're gonna be able to go down, stop, boom, all the way down to let out like this. Time to get it so strong. Man.
Have a beautiful day.
You too. Now I'll see you
Thank
later.
you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
So you have it down to a point where it's like even if a woman tried to sabotage you, you had sex, you know what I'm saying, you won't release because now you don't got it to a point where I say you're doing like this. It's when you're each pulse you're not letting out all the way. You're only letting out a little bit, boom, boom, until they're all the way open. Because your PC muscles will make your divine eye even harder in the first place. So with the breath of breathing while you're having self-equality, that's what curbs you from having the orgasm. If the breath ain't right, then everything's off. You know what I mean? So just to get the breath right with the PC muscle, that's the key to having good, satisfying, long, satisfying sex. It ain't about you having an orgasm, but when you do choose to have an orgasm, it's gonna be so good, whoever you have it with. You know what I'm saying? So you only want to do that unless you don't want to have it with nobody and you let it go just to be able to let one go for your own spiritual purposes. You know what I mean? And that's when you have your own little ritual or whatever you do. You know what I mean? So it's nature. Most High made it like that. Most High made the board like how it is. Shit gets dirty. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, you know. But this is the way to start off right now, so you can banging the hell out of females, start making them have monthly orgasms you're not coming to bang and let one go and leave and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even mean to breathe in my mouth. My big ass nose to filter this fucking energy. Something crap. But anyhow, you don't want to be just releasing, but I'm gonna go bang this girl and I get wrong. No. If you're gonna do it, it's time to start getting that energy back up, start mastering it, and make her have this much orgasm. If she's not good enough to lick, then don't fuck her. Then I mean, why would you stick your dick inside this mother? It's the whole saying, old saying, and be like, man, I want to fuck that bro with your dick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. So don't just stick your dick in anything. You know, you just go ahead and just jump right in. Boom, you know, nah. If you can't lick this motherfucker, you shouldn't even stick it. Her ass is fat as hell. You can't look at her. If she smell like whatever, don't fuck her. She want to give you head, and then she probably gave you head. Everybody, she's probably getting everybody head. This is a lot of things going on with these energies. And she's getting everybody head, and most of them, and some of them niggas is gay, because some gay motherfuckers like head too. They bisexual and shit from different months. You know, it's just all kind of things. Now you got the training in the game. There's a lot of things going on. You know, so prepare yourself, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's it. All you gotta do is prepare yourself, and when you prepare yourself, yeah, hey, it's gonna be more about cultivating the spirit. It's more about cultivating the spirit. But when you're dealing with sex, you're definitely cultivating the spirit. You're just getting yourself a little bit more stronger to not be susceptible or being able to be at the whim of a weaker spirit. You know, whether they're in the flesh or in the spirit, because that's how it is. You know what I mean? So you want to be able to just get right. Let me see where we at. 43 minutes. I'm gonna have to go ahead and jump off here because I ain't got that much time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, Kundalini, super high. It's most high is magicalness. You know, but if you're still doing the damn thing, those are the ways to do it. Just start off with the first. I'm gonna chime in again, dealing with the whole with the semen retention. Still banging. This is for different segments of what you're doing. If you're banging, this is it's important to not release. So if you're not releasing, add this exercise. You know how to be a borderline personality disorder chick who is very highly sexual. You know what I mean? You may not be very highly sexual, but you're dealing with a chick that's a cutter. Man, she's very fucking highly sexual. She'll fuck anybody just to feel validated. And this is a disorder that she has because of the way she's grown up. So if you're fucking with a bitch like that, how can they tell you how to deal with a chick like that? They just tell you that women is the same and da-da-da-da. And it's like, nah, man, it's categories now, man. We got this whole shit played out. You got a chick that only fuck motherfuckers in private. You see her in public, she don't look like she fuck nobody. But in private, she's killing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So it's like it's the different type of chick that you got to know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a narcissistic chick, a boss bitch, who just want you, if you sexual, then she usually just know what you're being used for. You're somebody's supply. These motherfuckers ain't healed. So that's what I'm saying. Master your fucking self, man. These motherfuckers ain't all the way healed. You're dealing. It depends who you are. If you're a narcissistic dude and you know that you need a bitch to validate you, a fine ass broad, and you maybe can't keep her right. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. You gotta use a psychological sense of it. You know what I'm saying? But you know you want to keep this bitch, and you know you got the tools to do. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that add on, because this bitch might be sexy as hell. She may not have to go to work. You got a bad bitch that's sexy as hell that don't need to go to work. She just look fine in the motherfucker. You kind of want to keep her. And everything she do is sexual. I'm talking to you if you're on this level. You know what I'm saying? Everything you want to do, you just got to master. Now you want to just master how to fuck this bitch and shit. This is what you got to do now, you know? Because chances is you'll take on her insecurity, you know, before you know, which is me. Oh, you don't want to no more, man. You know, you want to shit to bitch. Now she's fun to fuck. You ain't gotta go, you know, you ain't gotta get insecure by her shit all the time just to keep her attention, because that's gonna get old, because she's gonna start to devalue you after a while. And when she's starting to devalue you, another man that sees you investing all this nut inside of her, spiritually, these spirits that's on him and see the spirits that's on you and on her, they gonna make the right one get to her ass and shit. The right motherfucker. And before you know it, all this nut be busted in her, man, and busted on her and on her face and everything, man. You know, it's called an investment. You're gonna butt hurt. probably won't be able to function. Because now you done been faced with someone that's just like you, but an emotional part. And she don't give a fuck, but she don't give a fuck that she gives a fuck so much that she really don't give a fuck. And this is how she goes on. So it's gonna be it's harder to replace a borderline chick. So you want a badass bitch with a fat booty that's hella sexy with the tats and to drink every fucking thing from you, you're gonna have to learn how not to let her do that, and you're gonna master your divine eye without letting her go. You know what I'm saying? That's just plain and simple. But if you're a borderline man and you got a narcissistic chick, then you're gonna have to master all her motherfucking unemotionalist ass everything. You know what I'm saying? By catering to other pimps and players. Man, they should be talking about this. And this is real game. This is real game. I mean, I ain't hear no nigga talking like this. Nah. This is real game right here. Shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna get on the court, you better know how to play, man. Because these motherfuckers is playing with your ass. You're dealing with a personality disorder. You already fucked up. Because these people are broken records. It's like you gotta learn how to be able to get a cat. It's like how to keep a cat's attention. You can't keep a cat's attention by forcing her to love you and shit. You gotta be motherfucking, very mysterious to a cat to make a cat approach you. Make a cat walk up to you. You gotta be a magnet. You can't be a motherfucker that's going out to the cat. That bitch gonna walk into another motherfucker's arms that's a little bit more stronger. And that's how it is. So for both men, narcissistic men and borderline men, you know what I'm saying? You can these are your personalities that you're going to master as you grow spiritually anyway. It's our personality anyhow. But if you have this and you're starting off with more like this, like a narcissistic personality or sociopathic, most of these personalities are under like air signs and shit, depending on who you are. Sociopath is more talkative type shit. Borderlines are more like earth signs. Like, you know what I'm saying? They love touching the body and shit like that. It gets a little deeper, but we'll go there too. But if you were those, you just gotta master your opposite. That's it. And once you master your opposite, bitch can't get you upset. I don't give a fuck what she do. Because you're not investing all that fucking light inside of her. That's your light. That's your nut. That's your energy. That's your kundalini. You know what I mean? So now she getting all this light inside of her. She was all dull. She seen your light. She soul sucked you, looking up at you. Look at the bird over there. Right. She soul sucked you. She drinking you, looking up into your eyes or looking into your camera, and you watching your camera over and over again, producing this chemical in there. No. Put it in her camera. You know what I'm saying? No, don't put it in your camera no more. She might be bad, but if you buzzing, nigga, don't be putting it in your camera because you're gonna be weak. If you know you weak, if you strong, then it's different. You know what I'm saying? But if you know you weak, you're gonna be looking at the camera and she argue with you, whatever knows, man, because you're starting to hold her accountable. All right. So yeah. Once you hold her accountable, any narcissistic woman or any, I'm talking about borderline, the highly sexual one, the cutter, the chick, ways not to cut herself. She got tats all over her now and shit. So anytime she want to cut herself, two-part and shit, get a new tat. Instead of just sitting there carving motherfucking names in her fucking arm, you go and pay for it now. Yeah, watch out. That's also the borderline man too, So you gotta be careful. I'm feel about a nigga. I don't want y'all to see all that shit. You just gotta be careful though. The only way you gotta do it, just master your motherfucker. Get your the PC muscle strong. Everything I just said in the video. If you ain't see it, go back, check it out. You're gonna see it. We're gonna go to the next phase. And with that being said, I love y'all. Y'all stay in tune, man. Before we get to the stretching, and the psychology too if you're dealing with a chick, because it gets really strong when you start to practice this. You can't release shit because every time you release into a chick, you're invested. So get your all right. So with that being said, I love y'all, and I'll be with you in the next one. Be sure to eat your fruits and melons. Get your Kegels in right now. They call them Kegel. Women do the Kegel too. That keeps the power you tight. But they still be fucking and shit though. They get shots and shit so they won't have periods. Ain't that crazy? They love fucking so much, nigga. They want to experience that multiple orgasm so much. And that's what I'm saying. Men don't want to be like that because even if they did take your shit, when men turn to transgender bitches and shit, You know what I'm saying? You can't be multi-orgasmic like this bitch. This bitch is multi-orgasmic. You won't have a pussy that's multi-orgasmic with what several fucking orgasmic zones. So that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna be transgender, just keep your dick. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. Fuck it, man. You know what I'm saying? And find the right fucking source to fuck with. If you're gonna fuck, man, be for something. If you gotta be helping humanity with it, though, you can't just be just bringing down at least bringing down the devil with the motherfucker or something. Like you was made just specifically for the devil. Give him both sides. Right. But anyway, yeah. So this is what multi-orgasmic creature, man. That being said, I love you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Get your 100 kegels in today. We're gonna chop it up the next day. See what you've been going through. Because this is where the truth lies at. Then you'll be able to evolve and do the stretching and the actual exercises to get your divine eye just so vascular in like 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes, like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's like a milk and it just fills everything out. All the glands be just popping. And for a chick who loves or what you call it, they'll sit there and they'll just look at it. If you got a chick that just like cool like that, they can do it right. You can just sit right there. They'll sit between your legs and just watch you jump in front of their face. They some sexual, man, bitches. Man, we don't even think about sex if it wasn't a bitch. But once we seen them, it was like, God damn, what the fuck is that? All of a sudden, I want to fuck this bitch or something. Or I want to do something to this motherfucker. It's because most of I made it that way. So now it's like master this shit. And now she'll do it. That happens to me all the time. I had a chick just like that. She thought she was strong. And she had a fat ass. And she was that money, fat ass, houses, and everything. She thought she was just going to shit on me all the way around the board. You can see I'm like their humbler and shit. You know, but she just thought it. Before she know it, I did the exercise in front of her and she got right on the phone. I'm like, I already got you down. Man, this is a long time. This is years ago, like eight years ago or so. You know what I'm saying? But she already was like, huh. And she's seen how everything changes up as you're doing the jelking or what they want to call it, the milking. You know what I'm saying? You're doing all that. They like, damn, it's a whole different ball game. This nigga done exercise in front of me. And then he's doing this and this. You know, this mother was drawn up like, it's a different kind of niggas in the world now. And that's what we all gonna be. Shit. And now it's like, yeah, it's ready. Now we're gonna unleash this on the bitches. Like, yeah, bitch, what you say? Because we ain't just coming to bust or nothing no more. You had our whim now and shit. That's when they start, tagging up and you get them thick ass butches, you know them butches, they be thick as hell. They don't get the pussy away. They pussy pretty as a mother. Oh, they power you. They be pretty as a mother. You like, God damn, you pretty. When they got good head game, they still get head. That's fucked up, you know. But yeah, I love y'all. Get your 100 kilos in, man. I'll be with you today. Peace.